Marv, the reason I wanted to get you on the podcast, because it's well documented and you spoke a little bit about it, it's about where you're at in your life now, mate, and, you know, you have done bad things and, you know, you're the first one to hold your hand up and fucking front it and go, yeah, I did, and where a lot of people don't fucking do that, you know what I mean? But I like what you're doing, because I remember seeing you on podcasts years ago and stuff like that. I was like, wow, this guy is fucking out of control. You know what I mean? And I remember seeing it about 5 years ago, maybe, you know, on a podcast and that. And I thought, wow. And then when we started our podcast, I can see how you've turned your life around and how you're trying to help others. You're trying to help the kids today. When did the penny drop and you thought, you know what? I need to get out of this shit?
2014. It was. Basically, I got extradited from...
11 years ago, yeah.
I got extradited from Spain for 4 murders with that Dale Cregan case. And then basically, I was still grafting. I'm more of a puff man than I am anything else. So I was still...
You're not into the shite or nothing like that?
No. The expensive gear weren't my bag. I learned a very valuable lesson early. And
like your dad, he didn't dwell in
no.
the puff.
But I took a lot of cocaine as a kid, and I've done a lot of things in the cocaine
party
world.
And stuff. Yeah.
So for me, it weren't a product that I enjoyed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it weren't anything that I thought passionate about, and I've always done things I'm passionate about. So puff has been a thing I've always been passionate about. So when I was in Spain, I was more focused on puff and doing things with puff and growing puff and that the legalisation of it. I was in it back then, and I've always been in it, and I'm trying to create my own little avenue in it now, because I do believe it's helped me become the man I am today. And the puff is what kept me from being who I needed to be in that criminal world. Because when I used to smoke puff, I couldn't be bothered doing nothing.
Chill you out, mellow.
So it helped me re-engage with certain parts of my brain. So when I was away, one of the youngsters ran a bill up. And then when I got out, I wanted to teach him a lesson. So obviously, the world we come from, the only way you teach someone a lesson is either give them a good hiding or shoot them. Oh. So it was either beat him or shoot him. And then I realised, I found out who it was, and it was one of my son's friends. And I thought, wow.
What the fuck?
I'm actually bullying kids. I'm actually, if I'm being honest, I thought I was no better than a fucking nonce, mate. If I'm being fair.
Is that how you weighed it up, was
it? Yeah, look. Right, so this is how I weighed it up. I'm sitting there, I thought, well, I know he's got no money. So I say, I just want to sell a bit of that. He says, yeah, of course I do. But I know he's got no money. I know he's not a businessman, otherwise he'd be making money. So
You wouldn't run that fucking bill up, would you?
I'm instantly using this kid to make me money. Yeah? And then if he fucks up that money, then I'm going to fuck him up. If he runs off with that money, I'm going to fuck him up even more. What am I actually doing? When I got brought up on a different principle, like my older lot, I can't mention them now, but my older lot, they've gone through the transition, they're all squeaky clean now, and when they're ready to go public, they'll go public. But my money was never no good. I couldn't pay for nothing. If I ever tried to pay for stuff, they said, what are you talking about? Your money's no good, go and get yourself on your feet, you little mug. If you don't get your feet on your feet, I'm going to weigh you in. So I had to get myself on my feet with products and do things to be successful. And when my mates see me, they're like, how much readies you got? Show me. What are you up to? What are you doing? Because they want to make sure that I'm building. Do you understand? So when I'm analysing what I'm doing to what happened to me, I thought, well, I'm the opposite of what happened to me. I'm actually a no good cunt. I'm actually using these cunts, kids and people, and if they don't do what I want them to do, then I'm going to hurt them. I'm a scumbag. I should be giving them all these lot everything so they can get on their feet. Where have I gone wrong? What have I done wrong? And I thought, wow, this is deep. Because I got caught up in the ego of that world. So I mean, because initially, how I got into the game, with the drug game, was I could never have a bank account, right? Because of money, the amount of money I had, I couldn't put it in the bank. So how could I save my money? Every time I went to prison, family, birds, friends, your money gets done, right? You're coming out, you start again. So how could I keep my money? Oh, how much you get for that puff? How much? So I thought, I'm going to start buying puff and then giving it to people that I could trust.
You can rely on and fucking not going to bump you at all.
Yeah. So basically, I used to nick money off the vans, buy puff, and then give it to people that could do it. And then I thought, well, if I'm buying it off of him, why don't I go where he's getting it? So then...
Cut the middleman out, innit?
1997, I found someone, bumped into someone in Ibiza. They plugged me into Morocco. Morocco plugged me into Spain. And I started grafting from Spain then and just doing the path up through the 90s to the 2000s. 2006 when I got nicked and then went away. And when I come out and moved to Spain, things went skyrocketed then. I just sort of dove deep into the highest level criminality, so to speak. Rub shoulders with the best of the best and worst of the worst, and just sort of learn a lot. Because I can actually say, being in Marbella taught me how to be a man and how to develop. It's taught me how to compartmentalise anger and violence. You don't always have to react and prove a point. Do you know what I mean? And
it sort of make have a different look on instead of that Marvin, the fucking fucking going off your head.
And I say it all the time, and ironically enough, my persona, personality, character, energy, like, I can only give Daniel Kinahan the credit for that. It's mad. Because without him, I'd still be a lunatic. As mad as that sounds. Like, that man taught me everything on how to be a man. Like, and how not to be used. And if it wasn't for him, I think I'd still be a criminal. If I never bumped into him, I'd still be a criminal, because he made me aware that I was being used. Do you know what I mean? And I was like...
Some serious advice, that, Marv.
Mate. And you know what? That man showed me nothing but love, right? No criminal actions whatsoever, just love and boxing, sport. And I believe certain people were my friends. And I would have died for these people. Literally, I went to prison, I've done things for people you couldn't imagine, mate. And he said, they're not your friends.
That hurts the most when you think people are loyal to you, and you think they're your friends, and you think they couldn't give two fucks about you. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm a legitimate businessman now.
Well,
they can't have me. They cannot have me now. Now, I know the criminal world inside out.
Yeah.
And what I've come to realise more than anything on the planet, you're not going to like this, people, if you're in it, because you're not dealing with your trauma. That's why you're still a criminal. It's mad. But once you deal with your trauma and you heal, you won't want to be a criminal. You'll actually be disgusted, because you don't need to be a criminal to make money. And you can't make as much money as a criminal as you can in the legitimate world. And that's a fact that I can establish, prove, and demonstrate. Yeah? And I'm skinner, liquid, financial liquid, than I've ever been in my entire life. And I'm living in a portal cabin, like 4 days, 3 days of the week. And then I'm on other people's cities because I am flat broke, right? However, the companies and the businesses that I've set up are now accumulating wealth. So the companies are valuable and I have percentages in the companies. So my net worth is massive. And it is massive. Like, you go on internet and set Marvin Herbert's net worth, and it has the whole bio of everything. Do you know what I mean? And what everything amounts to, and it's shocking. It's really shocking, and that's 11 years of hard work, commitment, and determination for it all to kick off this year.
Yeah.
So by the end of this year, next year, I'll be liquidity sort of.
Yeah, hard work and the stress, the fucking everything, because it doesn't. Any business, it doesn't happen overnight.
No.
It doesn't.
And you don't see no profits for the first 5 years. Imagine that. You don't really, in a good business where because I'm learning how to make money when you sleep. Boom. Yes. Listen to me. Hear that again. Money when you sleep. That's why it's took me 11 years to execute. Right? So now we'll say my net worth is a certain amount of money, but I'm not making that money. I mean, I'm on a small percentage of that money when I sleep. And now, by the end of the year, I'm going to start getting paid. Do you know what I mean? And then it goes into my account, and then we're nice. So.
And the life you're living now, Marvin, it's a peace of fucking mind. You can go to bed.
I'm happy.
Thanks for watching this clip. If you like what you see, click the link below to watch the full episode, and give us a little subscribe as well.